Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Gary Perna. More rain today meant more flooding throughout our area. This is video of flooding in Cunningham, and this is right down Sugarloaf Avenue, right at the intersection in Cunningham on Main Street. Water just coming up out of a storm drain. Not far away at the Turkey Hill on Route 93 in Cunningham, we saw large amounts of water in the Turkey Hill parking lot, submerging part of the pumps in water. Fire crews had to be called in to that scene today after a gas leak was discovered as well, and water rushing down by Steve Shannon's Tire on Route 93. Fire crews and DPW crews throughout the area had their hands full today with flooded roadways, flooded basements. Crews remind everyone, do not drive through flooded areas. Turn around, don't drown. Moving to Carbon County now, the Borough of Weatherly held a special meeting last night and invited the community to brainstorm feasible ideas involving the future of the ambulance. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more.
The Borough of Weatherly held a special meeting last night with the community to inform and get their input on the current financial situation and future of EMS services in their area. The ambulances are based in Weatherly Borough, but also cover Packer, Luzerne, and Lehigh townships in Carbon County. Operations Manager of Weatherly Ambulances, Lorraine Labor, approached the borough several months ago to bring to light financial challenges that the ambulance faces.
With all of the amount of money that it costs us in payroll now, because volunteers are a thing of the past now, that we have to come up with some sort of tax, or otherwise the ambulance is going to have to go out of service on the overnights.
Weatherly's ambulance services, as the situation stands, only has about 1 year left before they could be forced to shut down if a new solution to income cannot be found.
Well, some of the successful volunteer ambulance companies or BLS paid ambulance companies seem to do better if the call volume is about 1,000 paid calls a year. Unfortunately, we only do just shy of 700, so it isn't enough revenue to maintain a BLS ambulance company.
Prior to Labor's time working for Weatherly, numbers weren't being shown from the community when ambulance operation managers before her reached out.
Prior to going paid, they had banked away a lot of different money that they had coming in, and what happened was when volunteers kind of went to the wayside, we had to start paying our members that were coming in and working 24/7. It started eating away at all that savings, and over time it's finally starting to catch up, like other community ambulances that are going out of business.
Monthly overhead costs deplete ambulance savings as well, along with maintenance costs, heating and cooling to keep supplies at their appropriate temperatures, lighting, and other typical household costs.
You know, by and large in this whole area, a lot of ambulances that, you know, are nonprofit just aren't here anymore because of the same reason we're facing. Hazelton City, West Hazelton, Nuremberg, recently Nesquehoning ambulance. So, you know, it's not just a unique situation that we're facing here in Weatherly. I mean, it's across the country, more so in Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is a volunteer-reliant state, so to speak, or Commonwealth, so to speak. But, you know, it's just we're trying to head it off before we get to that point.
The borough is also considering forming a committee that would focus and address the ambulance's financial issues at hand, but nothing is official as of now. Weatherly Ambulance invites anyone with ideas to get in touch with them either on social media or at their station. Reporting from Weatherly for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
A project that is supposed to revamp Alter Street may be getting scaled back. At Wednesday night's Hazelton City Council meeting, council members heard from their engineers about the Alter Street Streetscape project. The project will cost about $1.4 million to complete, but some council members think it should be scaled back. City engineers Barry Isaac and Associates want the city to use money that they receive each year from the state for maintaining streets to finance a loan.
I possibly think it's going to be scaled down because we do not want to obviously go into another loan at this point. So we're going to work in our means, and if grants become available to finish the project, we will finish the project, but we're going to function within our limit. I think it's very important for the residents of Alder Street that we know that we're here for them to try and make it something, to bring it back to what it was and maintain that and make that area safer for the city.
Council was asked by the engineers firm to consider taking part in the loan program offered by the State Department of Transportation for financing part of the project that would repave Alder Street from Diamond Avenue to 6th Street, along with putting in new sidewalks, new drainage, along with improving street lights.
Well, I'm hoping as I see, if it doesn't impact their budget, the citizens deserve something. They want to see something for their money, so to speak. And I think if we can do this without impacting our budget and everything else that goes on, and Pell is an agreement, I see no reason why we shouldn't do that and help the citizens, and also reduce crime perhaps as you improve that area with lighting and new curbing. Businesses will improve, and I think the whole area will improve. And I think that's one of the areas we would like to do.
Currently, the city has about $360,000 in various funding sources, either on hand or pending, for the Alder Street project. But Wednesday night, Council Vice President Allison Barletta questioned the borrowing of the money from the Liquid Fuels Fund, since that's how the city right now is paving or patching most city roads.
Like if you cut back on landscaping and stuff, but like to cut back on your minimal, just to, I understand you don't want to cut back, but where can you start going to a minimal?
City Administrator Dan Lynch told Council the city's latest allotment totals about $806,000, with about $114,000 of that money reserved for the next 7 years for the Streets Department equipment purchases. The Alder Street project would account for another $77,000 in liquid fuels funds, which would leave the city about $615,000 for road maintenance.
And obviously we didn't get enough money to complete the project, so we're looking for it. And what I said is we have financial advisors now in Pell. We have to throw it before them. Now, as far as the liquid, we took money out of liquid fuels for the trucks, you know. I don't want to totally deplete that, you know, because it also fixes the roads. Right. And I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say yes or no right now, because we're going to get, you know, it's a beginning time, and see what money more we get on grants and where we could go on it, because, you know, part of the loans, you know, we're balancing things here. You know, an unfunded loan to get through the year. So we're going to have to see it.
Wednesday night, Council took no action on this proposal. They do have time to look at it and bring it back at the next Council meeting. The McAdoo man who led police on a 3-month manhunt is sitting in an Oklahoma prison awaiting extradition back to Pennsylvania. 26-year-old Sean Christie was apprehended in Ohio on September 21st and was sent to the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City. The FTC houses in-transit inmates and parole violators. Christie is facing 4 counts of indictment for making terroristic threats to the President of the United States and law enforcement. He was also wanted on a bench warrant for aggravated assault case in McAdoo back in 2017. There is no word at this time as to when Christie will be brought back to Pennsylvania to face those charges. The 3rd U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals panel ruled that a former Nesquehoning police officer cannot be sued for violating the victim's constitutional rights after his patrol car crashed into theirs. Former police officer Stephen Homenko of Beaver Meadows was driving at a rate of 113 miles per hour on May 12, 2014. When he smashed into the vehicle driven by Michael and Carolina Susur on Route 209 in Nesquehoning. Michael was severely injured and Carol died from her injuries. Hermanko was charged with felony vehicular homicide and related charges. He pled guilty to homicide by vehicle and was sentenced to 3 to 23 years in jail. The court ruled that Hermanko could not be held constitutionally liable for her death because he did not intend to harm her. Arming staff with weapons was discussed at last night's Tamaqua Area School Board work session. Board President Larry Whitting would like to see more staff being armed rather than just an armed guard. The position would only be filled to those who volunteer to accept the responsibility. It was not limited to just teachers. School administrators and maintenance employees would also be eligible. The idea is, however, a long way off, as Pennsylvania still does not allow armed staff in schools. 2 Senate bills are being considered in Pennsylvania legislative right now. Coming up on Wyln News, the next manager of Butler Township will have some new jobs. Plus, well, preparing for a budget battle, unfortunately. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast on Wyln. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 56 on Friday. More rain on Saturday. Sunday, though, partly cloudy skies. Temperature not really going above 56. We'll be right back.
This autumn, you can fall into savings at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get fabulous fall savings during the Jeep Adventure Days. Returning lessees can lease a new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited for just $299 a month, or lease a new Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4 for just $189. And get 0% financing on select models. Whatever adventure you enjoy, we can get you there in a Jeep at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, or online at allamericanjeep.net.
Matt Cartwright is one slick-talking liberal lawyer.
Here's the truth.
But fact is, Cartwright voted for sanctuary cities 3 times. These are the votes. And Cartwright didn't pay taxes on his D.C. home until he was caught and fined. He votes with Nancy Pelosi 96% of the time, supporting higher taxes and more welfare. Matt Cartwright's a slick-talking liberal lawyer who represents the radical left, not us.
I'm John Schrin, and I approve this message.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
Teachers in the Hazleton Area School District have options for health care coverage after accepting a new contract on October 4th. Teachers who choose a higher health insurance deductible will have a medical savings account funded by the school district. Money not spent remains in the account and can be accessed using a debit card. Employees who choose a lower deductible will have no medical savings account and pay higher monthly premiums. The new health care insurance provisions for teachers and administrators will start on January 1st. The new contract also includes a 3% annual raise, which will last through 2021. After Luzerne County's manager proposed the 2019 budget, county council members are already looking at ways to make cuts to avoid a tax increase. The budget calls for a 3% property tax increase, which will add about $18 to the tax bill of a home assessed at $100,000. Council members have already started suggesting ways to make cuts. Council will hold a series of work sessions over the next 2 months and discuss the budget allocations for each county department before the final budget vote, which is scheduled for December 11th. The first work session to discuss the budget will be held at 5 p.m. this coming Tuesday at the Luzerne County Courthouse. Changes were made to the list of responsibilities for the next Butler Township manager. Supervisors in the township will be advertising a revised ordinance which explains the duties. The new manager will submit an annual budget, oversee finances, and come up with long-range financial plans. The manager will also collect money and pay bills, negotiate contracts with employees, and monitor grant programs. The revision also states that the manager does not have to reside in Butler Township. The public can give their input on the changes at the next Butler Township Supervisors meeting, which is scheduled for Tuesday, November 13th at 6 p.m. at the Community Center in Butler Township. Coming up on Barnesville's News Choice, we stop by the Hillside SPCA and Christ Lutheran Church down in Cunningham. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played, everyone, and stay with us here on WYLN.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Appliances are right over there, and this is part of our furniture department.
Okay, but I'm looking for a mattress.
Well, you've come to the right place. Grand Central is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Sealy mattress dealer. We have Sealy mattress sets from only $199 and Stearns & Foster queen sets from only $45 per month. We also have interest-free financing up to 60 months. And remember, delivery and takeaway are absolutely free.
So we don't have to do anything?
Not if you buy your Sealy mattress at Grand Central.
It looks like I did find the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Grand Central in Hazleton, the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 25 minutes from Frackville, 26 minutes from Jim Thorpe, 28 minutes from Tamaqua, 20 minutes from Shavertown, and 28 minutes from Clark Summit. Barber Ford in Exeter and Hazleton. Online at barberautogroup.com, where nobody but nobody sells for less.
And today we are on location at Christ Lutheran here in Cunningham. And today with us we have Sydney again. Now Sydney, you're here to tell us a little bit about the Apple Festival. Now this has been going on for 25 years, is that correct?
That's correct. This is our 25th anniversary of our Apple Festival in communion, I could say, with our 200th anniversary of our congregation.
There's a lot going on here.
Yes, there is.
Now, tell me a little bit about the festival, date, time, all the info.
It is Saturday, October 13th, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. downstairs in our Road Hall, our gathering spot.
Now, what can we expect coming in? Tricky trays, what do we got here?
Well, we have a little bit of everything. We start off the morning, which is very popular, with our Trash to Treasure flea market, which starts at 8:30. And we also have a room we call our antique room, where we have some very special treasures for collectors and people like that to look at.
Wow. And, food obviously is going to be provided at this event. What can we see on the menu?
Oh, we have a lot on our menu, and it's very tasty. We have soups, we have pierogies, barbecue, we have our pulled roast beef sandwiches, much more. We have hot dogs, beverages, and then in our bake sale, we also have a lot of apple items plus other items. Plus we have our apple pies and apple dumplings that you can buy with or without ice cream.
Wow. Now, this Apple Festival has been going on for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Now, compared to, last year, what was it like last year, and what do you guys expect this year?
Well, we always have a great turnout. We're always supported very well with it, so we hope to have that again. Again, like you said, our turkey trays, we have all of our homemade crafts that we work on the whole year before, the women here at the church, and some of the guys get into it helping with our wood projects. And they're all things that we've done here, very popular items there. And so we just hope we fill the whole downstairs. We have lots of rooms from the quarter room on up. A lot of children's items come, games and puzzles and toys, things like that. So you just are always surprised as to what comes in for our flea market.
Right. Yeah, no, I could imagine. I haven't done many events where there's flea markets available, and again, this has been going on for a while. So.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Now, is this a board, like with the past of what it's been like so far?
Yes, we made this display board because with our 200th anniversary, we are having an open house with displays of all our events, and this is one just depicting some of our Apple Fest entertainment and items and kitchen crew and the different crews that have worked throughout all of our 25 years. And behind you are just a sample of some of our crafts too.
Well, this board looks like a board of successful years.
It is, yes.
Now, is this free of charge? You know, can anyone come?
Oh, yes, anyone can come. The whole community is invited. It's free of charge. You can come in, just browse, get something to eat, buy whatever items, take chances on. We have a lottery tree also. Take chances on anything you would like to, purchase the beautiful crafts, but it is free just to come in.
You know, so Cindy, tell me a little bit about where all of this is going to, you know, proceeds and all of that.
The money that we raise from our Apple Festival, the majority of it goes to a lot of our local charities where financial needs arise. And we also use some of the proceeds for some church projects here as well.
All right. Well, you know, thank you for having us, Cindy, here at Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham. And everyone, be sure to check out the Apple Festival starting October 13th from 8:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. here at Christ Lutheran. Thank you for joining us on Community and You. We'll see you next time.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home, robotic surgery for quicker recoveries, world-class heart care and access to top specialists, all from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for Greater Hazleton and beyond. The Lehigh Valley Health Network.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone, go anywhere, create. And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
There are times realizing that when people have to surrender an animal, I mean, it's very innocent. Sometimes they lose their homes. Sometimes they have a serious illness. You know, there's a whole bunch of really good excuses and reasons why people would have to surrender an animal. There's also the opposite side of that where people just do it for no good reason. But to address what happens or procedure is ideally it's always best to contact your local shelter first, because as of right now, Hillside, of course, is at capacity again, so that would take a lot of juggling. But it's always good to make a phone call first, talk with one of the staff people on the phone, explain to them your situation, tell them about your pet that you have to relinquish or you want to bring in. Hillside is no kill, so it's a safe environment. It's always good to start the contact before you get here. They will then help guide you further as to what you need to do, whether you need to bring it in or when, or if you can hold on to the animal for a little bit longer. All those things kind of help with your animal and help with the animals that are already here. We'll ask for a donation, obviously, because the first thing, everybody gets a shot when they come into the shelter. They have to. So that's a cost. Caring and feeding for them, of course the staff has to be here, so you know, they ask for a nominal donation, and it's a donation. If you can't, you can't. They still will help you with the animal. So any donation that you can give when you're bringing an animal in will help benefit not only your animal but others. adjustment for animals depends. It depends on what their experiences were previously. It depends on how much socialization they might have had previously. For example, we have a dog now that came in as part of a cruelty case. Very little socialization. Fortunately, she also came in with 7 puppies, but her social skills were nil. Some will come in and they'll sulk and they'll drool for a day or two, and then they'll kind of get into but they'll still look. They'll always be looking for that human that dropped them off that they knew. And that's kind of hard to watch, especially when they go into a depression. Hard for animals to come from a quiet environment to come here where there's a lot of different people around, and thank God for volunteers who come and spend time with the animals to give them that extra boost. But it's hard. It's very hard on the animals. It's extremely hard on the animals. Do they adjust eventually? Yes. Some quicker than others. But every one of them takes a certain amount of time.
Author and investigative journalist Ben Bradley Jr. will be speaking at Penn State Hazleton about his new book tonight. The book, The Forgotten: How People of One Pennsylvania County Elected Donald Trump and Changed America, was released by Little Brown & Company. The presentation, is sponsored by Penn State Hazleton Faculty Lecture Committee. The event, it will be held tonight in Room 1 of the Cossack Building at 7 p.m. The event is free and open to the public. Copies of the book will also be available for purchase. Again, that begins tonight, 7 p.m., Penn State Hazleton. Stay with us to look at your forecast is next here on WYLN.
Wilkes Tree Farm in Sugarloaf has been providing the area with the highest quality trees for over 20 years, with a wide variety of shade and evergreen trees, wholesale, retail, and choose and cut options. Call them at 570-401-8267.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-through lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazleton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
Wilkes-Barre's choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.